allows you to be a part of the conversation. If you want to drop something in the chat box using the live chat option, and also allow you to go back to the video later on and you will be a part of the book reading. So my guest is a lot of things. She's a tutor, she's a teacher, she's a mother, she's a wife, she's an advocate, she's an accountant, she's a publisher, and importantly, she is an author. So please make welcome Dr. Ejemai Mary Olayemi. Good morning. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Good morning. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And then I must add my humble self, most importantly.
Thank you and welcome. So I just want to jump into the conversation because I'm quite curious. You've written over 14 books, if I'm correct.
16. I have four still living in my computer presently, but 16 at the moment published.
In the space of how many years?
I think about 2-3 years to 16.
So I have tons of questions like why, how, what brought it about?
Honestly, it's just an inspiration. Honestly, I can't explain. It's one of those deja vu moments that these stories come to you, you put it down, and you have it on your hands. Some of these stories take me 30 seconds, 1 minute. They just come as, as a vision, as an inspiration. I put it down and I give birth to it. I put life into it. And that's what you see, the finished works.
So you love the picture books, if I'm correct. It takes the picture form. Why is that?
Because for children, sometimes they're not old enough to read the words. They can read the picture. And in this, my journey as a children's book author, I've also realized that there are adults that actually like picture story books, and there are special readers that can only read pictures. So the thing about picture story books is that I can cut across different forms of readers, from very young readers to adults that like picture story books to special readers that just enjoy the pictures. And with the pictures, it tells a story in its own, and you can use the pictures for different activities. So it's an all-encompassing book, if you ask me. That's the way I see children's books.
So if I were to ask the age range of children that you write for, what would it be?
Typically I write for ages 0 to 8. That's a wide range. But with 0, you're introducing books to them. You're introducing the love of reading to them. You're introducing the art of pictures to them. And you can pick up the book. You can tell them this is the ball, this is a tree, this is the sun, this is the garden, this is the park. And as the children go older, when they're coming to 3 and they're just learning to read, I have some few books of mine that have very few words, like My Best Pet, just very few sentences that early on readers can actually pick on. And as the children are growing on, I have a more detailed books like Keeping Promises that are more wordy and can help the children understand better. I have books that are in trilogy forms, whereby you can read part 1, you can flow into part 2 and flow into part 3, and you can have the understanding because now you're getting older as you are. And so my books, that's why I give it the range of 0 to 8. If you pick one book, this book might actually tailor to 0 to 3 or 0 to 5. Then you pick another book that tailors to 4 to 8. So on the wide span, I cover 0 to 8 actually.
So the one I'm holding in my hand, Sister, Sister, Brother, who is a 4?
Sister, Brother is a typical 4 to 8-year-old book. And the interesting thing is that it tells the story about siblings. I don't want to give anything away. I'm going to let the children enjoy it. So let me not say anything about that.
All right, before we get into reading the book, Sister, Sister, Brother, I am just curious, what started the interest in becoming a children's author?
I think it's one of them ones that you don't even know is in you. You find yourself on a sunny Saturday morning, sitting on your reading table writing, and something comes to you. I think the first book that came to me was God Made Us All, and I Am Not a Bully. And when I wrote these books, I was like, what's this? And it was a children's book, and I laughed it off because at that time I was a practicing accountant, I was a tutor and a teacher. I didn't see that in my horizon. But when the inspiration came to me, I always believe that when God gives you something, you have to harness it because He's giving it to you, He's giving it to other people. So if you're not tapping into it, if you're not locking it down, he's not going to make anything of you or for you. And so I've been able to make this vision or this thing come to be, as the case might be. So he's not one of those ones that, oh, I knew when I was a child I was going to be an author. No, absolutely not. It came to me in the moment. I took it and I built it and I made something off of it. And today, 5 years later, 16,000 copies after, we're here.
Quite interesting, the journey that is. Now you've got a wide range of titles from My Piggy Bank. I want to assume that talks about financial intelligence for
As an
children.
accountant.
To Money Matters, to I Love My
Absolutely.
Body, My Dad is a
Yes.
Superhero, My Best Pet, My Mom, My Pride. What determines what you write on? Is it a situation or something you just want to address with your book?
I think at the beginning, the stories came to me, but after a while, when I wrote the family series of My Dad is a Superhero, My Mom, My Pride, and Sister, Sister, Brother, and alongside My Best Pet, I had the picture of family. And I was trying to write the books from the perspective of my family and my children and what my children are interested in and what children of that age want to know and what parents are trying to teach young children. So the more I get into this journey, the more I'm learning to tailor make my stories to what the children need and what families need and help them to bridge that gap. Because it's more than just writing stories, it's more than just having beautiful pictures. You must be able to communicate something. And I like the fact that my books always have a moral undertone. You have books like A Little of Everything that is teaching you about self-control, doing right, keeping promises. These are books that are interesting, but at the end of the day, a child can go away with it, you know, in the right place. It's a sentence you can tell your child. Remember, you read the book in the right place. Put your shoes in the right place. Remember a little of everything. We read the book A Little of Everything. Let's exercise self-control. So the books also teach something that you can take with you till you're at adulthood, and you can reflect on it, and you can see how your dad is a superhero and how your mom is actually your pride, and how you have a sister and a brother, and how they're so annoying but so loving, and they make your world complete. So it's trying to see the world from the lens of a child and from the lens of a family, and giving them something that we can all relate to.
I like how you're already giving us sneak peek into Sister, Sister, Brother. But this is the next question I have for you. Many times it's been said that we don't read as much as we used to, as the older generation used to. That's if they read as much. Now, how would you, as an author, um, assess the reading culture of the younger generation, be it Gen Z or Alpha? I guess you're attending more to Generation Alpha. How would you assess the reading culture, and what can you say can be done to increase the appetite for reading?
Yeah, there's a cliche that people don't read enough, that Nigerians don't read enough. But I also think that we're now actively working towards it. And let's not narrow reading to just being reading a physical book. You can actually be reading from a device, from your phone. But to enable children read more, it's very important that you make books accessible from when they're very young. You have to make it a part of their life. They have to be familiar with books. When they're familiar with books, then they can pick up the act of reading. And these books need to be diverse. These books need to be interesting. This book needs to, you know, be relatable to the children. And when it hits this button, it's only natural for the children to want to pick up the book and want to read the book more and more. So you're looking at books that have Black characters that show us the way we are. I remember I'm a lover of books, and so when my I was having my children or my very first child, I always had so many books around us, and it was very clear at that time that we didn't have enough Black characters in the books. We didn't have enough books from Nigerian authors, and now I belong to an association, ACAIN, Association of Children Authors and Illustrators of Nigeria, and we're actively trying to produce high quality international standard picture storybooks for children that children can see, fall in love with, and begin to build that interest of reading. So these are some of the things we need to do: make the books accessible, make the book relatable, make the book tell stories that the children understand, make it interesting, make it beautiful, make it a very high quality, and all of these things together is going to encourage a child to pick up a book and read.
Thank you. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, this is Curious Minds. Yes, that's the show you listen to on Saturdays from 8:40 till 9:10. And today it's about the Gospel of Reading. So we are going to get into reading the book Sister, Sister, Brother, but that will be right after this.
Quotes by Frederick Douglass. It is easier to build strong children than to repair a broken man. So,
okay, so we're on a short breather, and we'll be back after 3 o'clock. Do you have a book? Do you have it with you?
No, I wasn't going to read. I thought the children were going to read it.
Oh, no, no, no. They don't come in today. They come in on the first Saturday.
So what do we do then?
All right, so I guess I'll read it and then you tell us the story, the moral lesson behind it, and what inspired Sister, Sister, Brother, and what children should take out of it.
Yes, please. I want to move this guy away from here.
Under the sea, under the sea, down in the street, under the sea, under the sea. Land folks love to go. Under the sea, it is the book. No troubles. The sea. Under the sea, under the sea. Since I was here, not the video, natural people. The stage and the way. And the start to play. So typically, how long does it take to publish a book?
Oh, it actually varies, but at the very beginning, I think it took me about, I think I started sometimes in September, and the book got published until February. After that, I have a team now, so it's quite easy for me to push out the book. I have my editors, I have my printers, I have my graphic artists, as the case might be. I have bookstores that they now know me, and they like the books. Once there's a book available, they're willing to jump on it. So that has really also helped a lot.
So you just write the words and the graphic designer paints the picture for you and you adjust if need be?
I write the words and I sit with a graphic designer and tell them when you write the words, they're called storyboards. So I tell them that, okay, this storyboard, this is what I'm trying to achieve. And, I tell them, oh, I want them to do this. But of course, because it's a creative process, you find out that the printer or the graphic artist too, or the illustrator, actually, not the graphic artist, the illustrator is going to be feeding you, and together you can build the story. And of course, I've worked with some illustrators that have chucked their work completely because it just wasn't sitting well with me or didn't align. So I had to count my losses.
98.1. Love music, love life. My name is David Samuel Bashon.
Can you hear me? Your audio was on and off at some point.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, now we're back. Good.
All right, thank you.
All right, so we're going back in and then we'll do a little bit of book reading. It's Curious Mind and Smooth 98.1. It's 1 minute past 9 o'clock and we want to do a little bit of reading. So you better get set because not just are you going to be listening, I would have questions for you at the end of the book reading. It's going to be short. So you know the number to dial, right? 0201-448-9981. And then when you call, I'll be asking you the question. For instance, what did you get from the book? What lesson are you taking from the book? And what will you tell your friends about the book? What will you do henceforth? What book are you reading? So you will be talking to me later on. But first, let's read the book, Sister, Sister, Brother. All right, so I'm going to be reading for you, and then Dr. Olayemi will tell you more. So it starts, and it goes this way. My name is Henrietta, and I am the eldest of 3 siblings. I have a little sister and a little brother, so I am their big sister and also the first child of our parents. Mommy taught me how to dress myself, and now I get to show my sister and brother how to dress up too. I know how to read and write, so I help my sister to spell, read, and write. My brother loves to eat with me, and I love him so much that I let him. My sister is always taking my things without asking. I'm the one that did that to my own sister. And this makes me angry with her. Mommy makes my sister apologize to me, and she tells me to forgive her and share more. I love her so much, so I do as Mommy says. We all love to sing and dance for Mommy and Daddy. Daddy can carry all 3 of us at the same time. He's so strong. We love to wrestle with Daddy, and we always win. Or he lets you win. We love to eat together, but none of us gets enough. We love to sleep in Mommy and Daddy's bed. But my sister and brother love to sleep on my bed with me. I have the best sister and brother in the world that make me the best big sister ever. Oh, that is so cute. What inspired this? Your relationship with your siblings or your children?
Both. You most of the time with relationship among siblings, it's either way. It can be love hate. You understand? One minute you're screaming out the house, you're fighting, you are on each other's neck. The next minute, nobody can tear you apart. So I wanted a book that shows you both sides, that is not all roses, but we are bonded by blood and we love each other and we can overcome our sibling rivalry. So you can't take that away. You'll always be there, but let love win. Let us understand that we can get through our differences because we love one another and we can tolerate each other.
That's beautiful. All right, children, this is the part where you call and see if you can get yourself a chance to be in the studio next week. Yes, the previous winners from the month of June will be in the studio with us next week. So the number to dial is 0201-448-9981. Again, 0201-448-9981. That's the number to dial. But before you even dial, remember the rules that apply. You know that you need to turn down the volume of your radio set, and you should be ready to greet me in your mother tongue. So let's get started. Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. What's your name?
My name is
You said?
My name is Victor.
Victoria.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's do that all over again. Your mother tongue, your name, your age. Victoria, the network is a little bit tricky or iffy. Ọmọ ọdún mélòó ni ẹ́? Mẹ́tàlá. Great. All right then. So, Victoria, what did you get from that book?
I guess that it's good
Victoria, I can't hear you well. I think the audio is sort of bad. Can you try to call back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll be waiting. Hello. Oh, okay. All right, quickly call back if you can. I know the network can be funny sometimes. So 0201-448-9981. And if you have any question for Dr. Olayemi, that's fine. So you can ask her. She will answer your questions. So just remember the cardinal rule. You need to greet me in your mother tongue, your name and your age, and then we can go on to answering your question if you have any. But I'll first ask you that question. 2 questions, actually. All right, so back to you, Dr. Olayemi. So for the book, My Mom, My Pride. Okay, let me quickly take this call. Hello. Hello. Otituoma. So let me guess. You are 13?
No, in 10.
You're 10. All right. What's your name?
Individual.
Indiberichi.
No, individual.
Ah, okay. So tell me, what did you get from that book?
I couldn't share most of the books because the the radio I was listening to was actually good. But it portrays that your younger siblings can sometimes annoy you.
Yeah. So how do you have any younger one?
Just from they nearly gave birth to him.
You said
They nearly gave birth to him.
they newly
Ooh.
gave birth to. Oh, okay. Congratulations. So tell me, how has it been being a big sister?
Stressful.
Stressful?
Yes.
What's stressful
Already?
about it?
He always cries.
He cries.
Sometimes I don't know this, but he cries.
So what do you do when he cries?
I wake up my mother.
Oh,
Sometimes I carry him.
And how do you
good
make him
girl.
stop crying?
I just carry him and stop.
Okay. So
Oh,
that
nice.
means you're looking forward to being a very good big sister.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can hear it. And oh, sorry. If you can, you have to quickly call back. I couldn't hear it again, but that was lovely.
Absolutely. 10 years. Going to be a lovely sister.
Yeah, she's going to be an assistant mom too, I guess.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello.
Uh, Good morning, Dr. Moses. Thank you. Yeah, you're not in our age range. Let's quickly pick the call of the children. Thank you for listening.
Hello.
Hello. Anybody there?
Yes.
Yes, what's your name?
Ensemble individual.
Ah, you called back. Big sister, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, what do you think if you could speak to your little brother right now, what would you say to him if he could understand you?
I don't know if you could understand me.
You said
I
I didn't get that.
think I
What did you say?
I just don't know. If you could understand me, you might see something else of me. A little bit of me.
If he could understand you.
Yes.
I didn't hear the part before then. You said if he could understand you, what would you say? I asked the question that if your little brother right now, who cries a lot, could understand you, what would you say to him?
I'll tell you some question.
But you cried as a baby too. Ah, Dr. Liam, can you hear? Because I can't hear him much.
no, I just had the fact that she was telling him to stop crying. I expected that anyway.
So I'm curious, are you the eldest or you are in the middle or you've got
I'm
younger
stuck in the
ones?
middle, my darling. I'm stuck in the middle.
And how was it related with your younger one?
It was intriguing because I love my elder sister. I was like, you're the best thing that I ever walked this earth. I want to be like you. I want to dress like you. I want to drink the things you like to drink. I always looked up to my sister like that. And I know for sure that my younger sisters also look up to me and go like, oh, big sis. So I think there's always like a hierarchy when you have an older one, especially when you're of the same sex. You just naturally admire your older sister. I see that in my girls too. The younger one is like, oh, everything big sister wears. Once she steps out of the house, she goes into a room, makeup time, shoe time, dress time. And I say, I've been there, and it's endearing. Just remember that, when you guys have your fallouts, don't let it drag. Remember to make up. Remember that you're related by blood, and that's something to cherish, something to protect, something to hold on to. It's like having a best friend when you have a sister or have a brother. It's a wonderful thing to have a sibling.
Thank you. And we've come to the end of the chat for today. So for people to check out more about you on social media and maybe your books, where can they go to?
We have a website that is functional, www.booksbyemo.com. We're on Instagram, not very current, but you can still find us there. You can reach us if you want to buy a book, if you want to collaborate, if you want to do partnership or anything like that, at the Books by EMO.
Thank you. So, dear children, you have heard the moral lesson for today after the book reading. Number one, love reading. And number two, if you've got a sibling, even if the sibling is very annoying, know that that's your little sister or brother. If the child, your brother is older or younger, know that you are stuck with each other and love them. Of course, those rivalry, they don't last long. So love them as much as you'd love yourself and be the big one if you can. All right. Thank you, Dr. Olayemi. I look forward to another chat with you.
Absolutely.
To have a lovely morning.
And you, my darling, and you. Bye.
Bye. All right, we've come to the end of Curious Mind for today, but next week we'll go again from 8:40 till 9:10 right here on the station that loves music, loves life, loves their children, and loves reading books. So we continue that next week, like I just mentioned. But what continues now is the music on Smooth Explorer. And today I'll just be playing you some reggae tunes, and I hope that you're ready to enjoy them. This is Breakfast in Bed on Smooth 98.1.
That is number one stage with the soul.
Thank you. Have a lovely